So I've been taking a few Australian lessons, as you can see. Firstly, I've got to thank the parents of the brides, Sue and Greg. I've got to know very well over the last 6.5 years, obviously through visiting you down under, and you come to visit us in London. Been so welcoming to me, my family, always looking out for us. They've kept me out of trouble, ensuring that I'm zinced up, protecting the delicate skin, fair complexion and all that.
Pasty.
Yeah, pasty complexion. Stop me drifting out to sea, something called a rib, I don't know. And obviously allowing me to marry your beautiful daughter, Morgan. For that I'm truly grateful. And I'm not just saying that because Greg is and me shot with an air rifle. So, that's sincere. So I'd like you to raise glasses to Sue and Greg. As I look around the room, I see so many people who have played a part of who I am and how I've come here to be with Morgan, to be the happiest guy at the moment, married, beautiful woman. A big thanks to Mum and Dad, obviously, for everything you've done to me, for me even. Whether it be through education, sport, they've been so supportive. I've had fad interests, things like that, and they've always kind of supported me. Considering I'm an only child as well, it's a testament to that they haven't had any more kids, I guess. It's probably been quite hard work. Obviously, Jack and Becky, I'd like to thank you guys. It's been hard for you to take time out of your year-long holiday. It's great having you here, honestly. If it wasn't for these two, I probably wouldn't travel as much. They've inspired me to sort of visit unknown tracks, and it's something that Morgan shares as well. So got that in common. And if it wasn't for Jack as well, I probably wouldn't have ventured north of the Watford Gap. That's basically out north of the M25 in the UK. Visited him in Sheffield in his freshman years at uni gave me a real perspective of North, or a new perspective of North, and the culture, nightlife and characters I'd meet up there. Speaking of which, Glenn, sitting over there, if it wasn't, living with you post-uni was also great, and also, I guess, convenient, because Morgan happens to live in Balham as well. If it wasn't for you, I probably wouldn't have spotted Morgan across aisle 12 in Waitrose. Not in a creepy way, honestly. Bianca, I'm so glad that you found each other and ended up in Sydney. It's obviously great that you're here as well. Similar lines, gratitude goes to Lauren, maid of honour, looking amazing as well. You obviously moved to Balham. Morgan followed you over, yeah. So thank you for that. And I'd also like to thank Nick and Calms as well for coming over from Auckland. If it wasn't for Nick, I probably wouldn't have got a job at MorganStu's, working across the floor from Morgan. He managed to get me a job considering I had very little experience. Didn't really know what derivative was. Still don't. Cheers. And Nick was also present on that auspicious evening as part of my treasure hunt team. Thanks to his round of drinks, I think I had enough Dutch courage to discover my own kind of treasure, who happened to be the best looking pirate I'd seen. So if you raise glasses to Dutch courage.
Dutch courage.
I'd also like to thank those who have travelled from far, from those who have travelled interstate, and those who have travelled from overseas. I said Nick and Carl from New Zealand, Rob, Kate, Miller and Emily from London, Lily also from London, Grace from New York, my parents obviously, Jack and Becky from, I don't know, wherever you've just come from, and Bob from next door. It certainly feels like a truly global gathering, so please raise your glasses to high carbon footprint. I'd also like to mention those who are unable to make it today. My extended family, close friends in the UK, and in particular Nan Russ. I know how much you wanted to be here, and if it wasn't for crippling arthritis, you'd have been the first to book a flight. Family members who have passed are also in our thoughts on this special day. And for once in her life, last, is my beautiful wife Morgan. I'm so happy that you've accepted my hand in marriage. I'm honestly the luckiest guy in the world. Every day is a new adventure, so much energy, enthusiasm and positivity. I often find myself swimming in a sea of self-doubt, but you really know how to put things in perspective. Make me realise it's more of a puddle than a sea, and to just put some wellies on, which are gum boots, by the way. You've been a rock, supporting me through numerous sporting activities and never-ending studies. Without your positivity, I probably would have quit long ago. You're the hardest working person I know. The amount of time and effort that you've put into this wedding while juggling long hours of work, training for triathlons is incredible. I'm so grateful for this. Without this day, this day would not have been possible, in more ways than one. Looking back, it's been an unbelievable 6.5 years in which we've bought a house and travelled the world. We've shared some amazing experiences, discovered how many things we have in common. I feel lucky that you're happy and patient enough to stay in London for so long, seeing as you're only planning on staying for 2 years. Considering you have this stunning country, amazing friends and family to come back to, I'm clearly a lucky chap. Can't wait for what the future brings with a new chapter starting next year in a new city. To my beautiful wife, beautiful and inspirational wife, Morgan, please raise your glasses.
Morgan.
Yeah, tissue.